Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of No ID Podcast. This is season 8, ladies and gentlemen. I have here a comedian, writer, producer, creative, a good friend of mine, a comic brother. This guy is hilarious. I've been watching his stand-up for the last few months. You've seen his t-shirts make comedy great again, and he is the definition of that. I have the one and only Dante Williams. How you doing, sir?
What's up? What's up, Rome? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How your day feeling?
Man, it was hot. You know what I'm saying? I was out there slinging some slave spirituals, but I made it through.
Yeah, I thought about putting some slave spirituals on a mixtape with trap beats.
That sounds great. For real. I can hear some 2 Chainz with Way in the Water, man.
Woo. It is what it is. So Dante, who is Dante Williams, and how did you get your start in comedy?
Oh man. I'm a father first. You know what I'm saying? Number one. I believe in working hard and being a positive role model for my kids, for other kids and the youth. I got my start in comedy with my grandmother. Like my grandmother, she was wheelchair bound. Probably when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and you know, she had hard days. Days was hard. She couldn't talk, so how else can you make somebody day that is going worse than yours? So you put a smile on their face, and anything I would say, she would laugh, regardless if it was funny or not. She would laugh till she have tears in her eyes, and I said, "Wow, if I could make this lady smile and laugh out of all the things she going through, I could take that and I could use it in the world in my everyday life." So as long as I can make one person day and touch one person in this world each and every day when I wake up, I done my daily duty.
Definitely. Do you remember your first open mic that you done?
My first open mic, yeah, man. I went to I want to say it was at Jam. It was at Jam with Big Brown, and man, we had a good time.
Your jam's a different beast sometimes. Sometimes you may get it, sometimes you may not.
You better know it.
Like they crack crab legs while you cracking jokes. That's a tough
For real.
one.
They don't even want to laugh sometimes. You like, damn, nigga, I know that shit was funny.
They just looking.
Mm-hmm.
They just looking. I ain't been to jam in a few weeks. I need to go back. I do. How has the comedy grind been going for you since you started, since that first mic up until now?
Oh man, it's been cool. You meet different people, you travel, and once you connect with certain people have connects. So it goes from here to there. You get phone calls, inboxes, text messages from people all over. Them, but like, yo, where you know me from? They're like, well, you know such and such, and if they say you funny, then I believe you funny. So boom, I need you on my show, and it's hard because when you being a parent and you being a father, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you want to be a role model. Sometimes it's either parenting or the career. And I see the struggle that people go through with trying to balance both because it ain't easy. And now having a granddaughter, when I get home, most days it's like, do I want to drive back to Virginia to the open mic, or, is my stepdaughter going to need me here with my grandbaby? Anything can happen. So sometimes it gets tough, but you gotta try to balance it out and make it work for you and your family, because the number one thing is family is important. And when you begin to put your family over your career and it starts to affect the household, then you got to make changes in your life.
You just dropped the gym and something. No, I didn't know you was a grandfather, bro.
Yeah, you see the scroll in the back, man. My grandbaby is 9 months.
9 months. Damn, congrats, man.
Don't say that, man. That baby's a cop blocker, man. Grandbaby's cop blockers, bro. No.
The first time I seen you perform, I think it was the first night they had Longboards back in November, December 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. And I saw you had the Make Comedy Great Again shirt. You had the blue jeans. I think you had some red Vans. See, I pay attention to the room, like, cause I don't know who. And you went up, and you just killed it. It was like a natural conversation that you was having. Where did you get that confidence from, man? Like, has it always been installed into you when you first Was it with your grandmother, or was it just something that you learned throughout the phases of comedy?
I'm about to tell you some crazy stuff. I used to be a youth pastor.
What?
Yeah, over I'm gonna say 16 years ago, I was a youth pastor, and you know, it's hard to lead people when you're not doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? I was, 19, 20, 21, somewhere around there, but I was still trying to find my way, trying to find myself. So being a youth pastor kind of gave me a sense of direction of, trying to live right, trying to do things right. Well, temptation becomes a part of doing right. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up having my son. And when I found out my baby mama was pregnant, I was like, man, I don't know if I could tell people and lead young kids and tell them not to do the things that I'm doing. So I've always been able to be in front of a crowd and to, like if you never preached before or you never spoke before in the church, man, it can get hard because not only is people paying attention to you inside the church, they're paying attention to the things that you do on outside of the church. So it became a heavy burden on me to actually be like, y'all don't go out here and have sex. Don't go smoke weed. Go drink it. This, then, and third. And here I am bringing a stroller and a car seat in the church. And I was like, you know what, Lord? I know you ain't done with me yet, but for me, I need to step away because I don't want to lead people down the wrong path in the wrong direction. So me being able to stand in front of a crowd came from me being a youth pastor.
Word, man. That's dope. I got ordained myself. Do I go preach? Nah. Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just did it as a bucket list thing, but
The bucket
I,
list.
I think I did, man. I really do. I had to write it in the set. You probably hear it next time we see each other on the mic, man. How is comedy on the road? Because sometimes you're in North Carolina, you may be in Virginia. I see you was in New York a couple of times. How is the crowd in traveling up and down the East Coast, West Coast, and everything?
Well, man, I really try to make most of my sets personal because most people can agree or they can follow personal situations. So if you can make it feel like what somebody wants to feel, then it'll get easier. When you try to, I feel like sometimes comedians overdo it by trying to make a situation funny that they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's like it's amazing to me because I could look and be like, you didn't have to say all of that. But when you make it natural and you make it personal, people understand personal stuff. Like I'm not gonna go talk about how I did this and that and the third in comedy and I never done that before because it's not gonna make me right. But when I go and talk about being a father, when I go and talk about my weight loss, bless you. When I go and talk about
Thank you.
my weight loss and all of that, I could talk about it. I could talk about my old lady, you know what I'm saying, being in the bed with me and be like, boy, that thing big. And I'm like, yeah, oh, you ready for something? And she like, no, your stomach. Like a lot of dudes, got big stomachs right now, bro. You know what I mean? I could talk about Beijing because I'm bald headed now. Like stuff like that. Like, dude, man, listen, the Beijing, man, oh my gosh. My friend really set me up for that shit. You, you ever tried Beijing, bro?
Twice.
Twice, right. So you understand the Beijing joke, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, I went to the club, I swear to God, I had the freshest lineup in the club. Every point was hitting, boom, boom, boom. And I didn't know it wasn't waterproof. So I started dancing. The Beijing started running down my face. You know what I'm saying? So I run to the bathroom and wipe the rest of the Beijing off. And I go back to the girl that I was dancing with. She was like, well, what a nigga that ran out of here. I was like, bitch, it's me. I'm, so, man, I get it. Like white dudes with toupees. Same thing as Beijing. You know what I mean? Same thing.
Right, I had Beijing twice. The first time I went to my new barber, he put the Beijing in my head. And it was a Saturday, and I didn't know it was waterproof or nothing. So usually I always got a ball cap on, had the hairline.
Facts.
I take
Facts.
that hat off.
The Beijing went with it.
Beijing went with it. Second time, I didn't even ask him to put the Beijing. He said, he's spraying in my head. I had a mic that night. That joint dripped. Cause you know we underneath that rotisserie light. That
You
joint
better know it.
dripped.
You better know it.
And I was like, yo, I'm gonna just try and put this into my set somehow to get that. This is a struggle for us Beijing brothers. They need to make a waterproof Beijing,
They
man.
need to, bro. I'm ready for another fresh line. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Oh, Beijing, man. Who are some of the comedians that you've admired? Like who's some of those ones you like, damn, I like his style. Like whether they big, local or whatever.
Man, me, someone that's like they all natural, like the crowd work is amazing. And like I mean he's not like my favorite comedian, but his crowd work is amazing. Right now, Desi is doing his thing. Desi Banks is doing his thing right now. And it's because he could like as soon as he touched the stage, the crowd is they already ready for him. Now, take it back in the day. Richard Pryor was one of my favorite comedians. Watching him, and only because like I like to put racist jokes. I like racist jokes. You know what I mean? And I like that's things that he did too. And I tell people all the time, like I don't take racism personal because I'm not living in that lifestyle. Like I don't have to wake up every day and worry about something racist happening to me. So I could joke about it. I grew up with white people. I have white friends. A lot of people try to live in this world where like once you start talking about hate, then you're every day you're gonna have hate. Like the white man might not do nothing to you, like, but you're just automatically pissed off when you wake up in the morning. So it's gonna create issues. But when you could love everybody and you could joke with everybody and go places and do things with everybody, your life, I feel like just not only your life, but your comedy life will be much easier because like I've been to competitions where I lost and every white person was mad because I lost. And I'm like, I must have did something or touched them in a way that they felt like I should have won. And I've also heard people say like, you know, this place ain't for you. You need to go to bigger stages or whatever the case may be. But my thing is, I want to give people around me an avenue too. It's not about myself. I want to see everybody make it. I don't want to see people stay in the same place they was in last year. Every year should be about growth. Every day should be about growth. You should wake up to be the best version of you because I feel like this. If tomorrow, if I have a better day tomorrow, whatever flaws I had yesterday, nobody will remember that. So if you do the same things you did yesterday, you're always going to be known for that person. But when you become great and better, people can be like, man, I want to be like him. Or I remember this one time, or this and then the third. And you want the memories to be everlasting moments. And that's what I try to do. I try to give each set that you can remember something by and it lasts forever with you or with whoever you with.
Big fact. That's big facts. It's not. Yeah, I think like especially like with comedy, it's more than one comedy club. It's more than one market out there, and you gotta be better each time. I've been in competitions myself. I've been on some big stages as well. Um, and a lot of times I'm like, all right, but sometimes well, all the time I go into competitions, I'm like, even if I don't win, I want people to come up to me like, man, you should have won. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I want to like plant that seed to get there because your time will come. Now, as far as comedians, I compare you to like a TK Kirkland. And the reason being is he has a great presence, he has a great storytelling, and it's a smooth transaction. It's not that over the top, hacky type stuff. The last special I think I saw was back in 2019. He did his own Tubi, and he has that appeal. Like for people that don't know, TK Kirkland used to be on tour with Cash Money Records
Mm-hmm.
with Lil Wayne.
Yep.
He would bring the squad out.
Mm-hmm.
He would bring the hood dudes out. You see him go in different rooms, same jokes. Just the presence of it, and that's what you remind me of is TK Kirkland, not just because of the bald head,
Facts though. Facts though.
but because of all of that, man. And I saw you at the Funny Bone at the Clash, and you was getting the crowd really pumped, and I'm like, this man got the place. But I'm giving you your flowers, cause
I appreciate it.
every time I see you, it's never a dull moment. And then what I like is, you when like the last time I saw your longboards, Jamal, somebody messed up on they set. He's like, man, get out your head, man, go and do that. And I appreciate you doing that because you give kites to those that surround us. So I appreciate it, man. Shit is on point. And then I ain't gonna cap. Your dress game is on point. You come with the matching J's, jeans, and the polo shirts. I'm like, I gotta step my game. I gotta get out of these Nike sweats and and
Man, that
stop
comes
being
from
so.
like I'm gonna tell you why I dress like that, right? Because
Okay.
I'm like the team dad for like football and basketball, right? So all the young boys, like they be like, they grab my son, be like, that's your dad, yo, that's your dad. Like even the girls be like, that's your dad. Oh, your dad can dress. Your dad this. Your dad that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the man. You know what I mean? And it's cool though because like you know, growing up in a small town, you begin to know everybody in this and third. So it's like the parents be like, "Oh, my daughter said this, or your son this, or your son that," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool to be a cool parent, but you also have to be that parent that can set an example for your child. Like, I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be the cool parent, so like, I'm not gonna be the cool parent where I'm gonna like pass my son a blunt. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the cool parent that's gonna teach you a lesson. I'm gonna be the cool parent that's gonna tell you, I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you to work in the shipyard. I don't want you this and then the third. I want you to have goals and dreams and ambition. And then that way, 10 years from now, I can honestly say, like, yo, I did my job. Like my parents probably was upset with me. My first job was at Wendy's when I graduated. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of parents that go through a lot of stuff for their kids to be to the next level. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'll go to set it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She gave up all that good pussy for him to go to be a thug and get killed before he go to college. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So I don't want to be that type of parent. I don't want to be that type of guardian. Like I don't want my child to mess up and not be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. A lot of stuff like that happens. Like Forrest Gump, right? What the
Mm-hmm.
principal say? Your mama sure do loves you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
It
But I
is
want I
crazy,
want I want
man.
to give you some flowers too, man, because like you got good presence too, bro. And like you are like if I want to mirror myself for a man, it will be you. Like you carry yourself well, you talk with elegance. Like I'm like, this dude just gotta be. You went to an Ivy League school, right?
Nah.
Oh,
Norfolk Public Schools.
you talk like you went to an Ivy League school. Like I'm like, he used every word correct and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So where did that come from?
Uh, so my father is a computer engineer. My mom's a school teacher, but she does
Mm,
stand up comedy too.
okay.
So that came from that. And then I had an uncle before he passed. Right before I got in comedy, this man would make me read a book once a month and then report back to him.
Mm-hmm.
So that came from that, and then I went to ECPI school with the commercial on it.
I know
And
what you're talking about.
yeah, they used to make us do job interviews all and like every Wednesday. I had to
Oh
go to
wow.
school with a shirt and tie, so it got into me. And then watching, I go to the venue on 35th Street on Thursdays in Norfolk,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's where I actually work my stuff out at, man, because I'd be damn, I'm gonna bomb like I did a couple of times out here in this circuit, but it gets you right. It gets you right when you read and then you watch a lot of stand up. Oh, just reading a lot, uh, watching the TED talks and mimicking those stuff. It helps. It really helps because, like in this game, or some styles, like my style is more just I don't know. I wouldn't even say intellectual. It's just like just that nerdy, make you think a little bit, then come back type style, and that's the style that I actually have adapted because I used to be Christian. I used to be
But you
Christian.
do hit people. You do hit people with like uh uh uh. You got to think. It's like a trivia. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but it's good and it's fun and I love it. And I be like, well, he's a genius. Because some people they write jokes and it just be that. You know what I'm saying? But when you could write and tell a story and give somebody something to think about, and it might take 10 seconds for somebody to catch on. Like I remember you said a joke about Fast 10 and you said it was Muslim or something. Was it Muslim? Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, he's a fool. But I'm gonna tell you what made me realize that. I went to the escape room and the numbers was like in Muslim numbers. You know what I'm saying? At the escape room. So when you said it, I was like, yo, that's genius. That's genius.
Yeah, man. Fast X, fast Muslim. I'm like, oh shit. But I don't know. Your stuff is genius. I mean, when you was talking about your son, and then I think he got in trouble in school, I was like, I ain't got no kids, but I know my mama can relate to this right now. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hell yeah. Let me ask this though, Dante. You remember the first time you bombed?
Man, I want to be honest with you, right? And it's crazy because I tell people like I've never really felt like I ever bombed. And the reason why I say this is because like I never had a night where like nobody didn't laugh at me or whatever. Like I might have had a night where it was like maybe 2 or 3 laughs less than I had before. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like bombing is good for everybody because it's just like losing. You learn a lesson from it. If you never know what you're doing wrong, then you'll never do it better the next time. And I tell people, if you knew better, you'll do better. So just because I didn't get 2 more laughs or 2 more claps than last time, I'm like, I ain't have a good night. And everybody be like, yo, you did so well. I'm like, nah, thank you. I appreciate it. But in my eyes, I didn't because I wanted to be where like I gotta have at least 75% of the audience. If I don't get 75% of the audience, I didn't do good. I don't care if it's 10 people. I need 7 of them people.
You're right. If you're not bombing, you ain't trying.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Hell yeah. You remember your toughest room? And I ain't talking about jam though, cause jam is tough.
Now my toughest room, man, I want to say was when I went to Raleigh. And the reason why I say that because like nobody knew me. So you know most times when you go to um, get booked for a comedy show, sometimes they already seen the person that they want to come for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I get there, like I don't know nobody, so I meet the dude, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" And I'm talking to the wrong dude. Like I'm telling the dude, like, "Yeah, bro, da, da." He was like, "Oh yeah, well I'm here to do comedy too." I said, "Man, I thought you was the promoter, right?" So the promoter come in, he's like, "Yeah, this and the third." So it's like they got a dude in there. He's singing songs, like, and this dude could really sing. Like this dude is amazing. They got a woman in there. She's doing poetry. So it's everything going on in this room. So I'm like, all right, nobody know me. I know I'm going on first. Guess what? I go on first.
Mm.
So everybody's like, now it was a few people, like random people that just came. So they was like, I was like, okay, good. I got the randoms. I'm gonna lock them in. But everybody else was like, they was just there to see certain people. So when I get on stage, and I'm like, I'm killing them. It's older crowd, so I'm talking about the Manny liners and shit. And the old head is mad because he don't feel like he need a Manny liner. And I'm like, shut up! You probably got piss on your drawers right now. And his wife is laughing her ass off. So I'm like, okay, they feeling me a little bit. I'm good now. And then I just hit him with everything else, back to back to back. And then it was like I hit a moment for like 30 seconds where they was just looking at me, and I was like, okay. I guess that joke was a little too tough, so I reeled it back in, and that was it. But it was tough because everybody came there to see these certain 3 or 4 people. You know, you know how that go.
Yeah, I do. I've had that before. One time I did a show and they was announcing people and they said Rome Davis. And that shit was just straight. It wasn't even crickets. It was just a silence. So I get brung onto the stage and they're playing Regulate by Warren G.
Oh
And
man,
I'm like, oh Lord. So I get up there and I just killed. And I'm like, all right, well bet. But they was already there to see who they wanted to see. And then the person after me that they really came to see just flatline the whole way. But they was trying to get in my head before I even went on. And that's another thing people don't know that ever happened to you. Somebody come up to you and try and mess with you before you try and do a big show. Or...
Oh man, the lady was like, the lady that brought me on. She was like trying to tell all these funny jokes, and she was like, "Yeah, fellas, sucking dick is a Father's Day gift," and I was like, "Nah, I deserve more than that." You know what I mean? So when she bring me on. She was like, "Y'all give it up for this nigga, and I hope he's funny because he don't want his dick sucked for Father's Day." And I was like, "Really?" So I brought her when I came on. You know what I mean? She had on like uh the No Limit Soldiers camouflage dress and shit on, and I was like, God damn, I was like, make him say, And she was like, what? And I was like, but you No Limit Soldier. You got a No Limit Soldier dress on. You got the camouflage sketches and shit matching. I'm like, try to fry me. Don't you? But I said, man, I had to realize, like, boy, I ain't at home. I ain't got the scrap on me. Let me ease off a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever went somewhere you want to fry somebody, but you're like, boy, I ain't got no backup in here.
Yeah, bro. I did a show one time in Norfolk, bro, and I had part somewhere. It was probably sketch. Man, I come walking through that. It's like 12 o'clock at night.
Mm,
It's like 5 niggas sitting on the car. I was like,
mm.
Lord, and they
What's
right
up,
beside
few?
my car.
What's up,
Yeah.
few? What's up, few?
Oh man, I'm so scared, bro. I said I'm old. I ain't got nothing on me. I ain't got nothing in the car. Ain't nobody here to watch my back. Man, they started doing the roasting shit. I ended up lighting one of them up, and then they. I gave my YouTube. They followed me on YouTube, man. But I sped off so fast out that parking lot, bro. I probably left on 2 tires to get out there. I
Damn.
was so scared.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
you
so
had the
scared,
you had the Dukes of Howard going on.
bro. I was so scared, bro. I was like, oh, I talked to every guy. Allah. I talked to Jesus. I talked to God. I talked to. Oh God, woo! I was so scared, man. I was like, "There's 5 of them out here, bro." And I know when they started saying, "What, where the hoes at?" I said, "Yeah, I got to go, bro." I got
What the hell is that, few?
It's only me, man. It's
And
only
I know
me.
you messed up when you said, yeah, I do comedy. Oh yeah, you like the ha ha. You a ha ha ass motherfucker. I already know. You don't tell no hood niggas you a comedian, boy. Be like, tell
Hey,
me a joke before I rob you.
I was so scared, bro. I was so scared, man.
So what if you would have said, tell me a joke before I rob you? You know what I mean? You gotta hit him with your best joke.
I gotta hit him with the best joke. It will probably have been Price is Right. I probably would hit Price is Right because I seem to get no matter the crowd. That one, I keep that joke tucked in the chamber, and it's expanded since then. But I keep that Price is Right joke tucked in the chamber, and I'm like, I
Got
gotta
to.
make sure I keep that one just in case I know it, or I be like, I may warm up the crowd, be like, make some noise if you brush your teeth this morning,
Hey, you should have said, have you robbed anybody lately?
and they probably be like, well, we about to today. I'm like,
30 seconds later. 30 seconds later.
So let me.
Word.
What's some of the goals in comedy, man? Is it a special? Is it a television show? Is it a couple of specials?
Oh man. So it's like I gotta go back to being a parent, man. It's the parenting thing is so hard, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I wanna leave a legacy for my kids, you know what I'm saying, when my time is up. Even not a dead legacy, but also a live legacy to where like 10, 15 years ago, people be like, yo, your dad was a legend out here, your dad was this, your dad was that. And it would give them something to look forward to. Um, I'm inspired, man. I really wanna do a good special. I really want to do like a podcast, like a two people podcast. I would love to do a special with like a couple of my friends, man, and just we all just get together and really put something together because, like I said, once again, it's not about me. I want to see you make it. I want to see such and such make it. You know what I'm saying? This and then a third, and it's like sometimes I get lost in like it's like clicks in comedy. It's a few clicks in
Yeah.
comedy, and it kind of drive me crazy because I'm like, we should all have the same goal. You know what I'm saying? So if I do get a chance to pull off a special, I'm gonna be like, yo, I got Rome. I got this dude named Rome that y'all need to hear. He is definitely the geek squad of comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna bring it every time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tell you, like Jeff, man, Jeff is a thug, bro. I love Jeff. Jeff
Mhm.
is a thug. I brought Jeff down to Carolina, like the only white dude in the whole crowd. You know what I'm saying? It as far as comedians in the crowd, and Jeff killed, and I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Because you always got that one uncle be like, you brought that unfunny ass white boy down here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have one of those uncles. Like we all got that one uncle that don't give a damn what he say out his mouth, and I ain't want Jeff to feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to get some friends together, and I want to really talk about like everybody doing a good strong 15-minute set, because everybody got their own group of followers. And I feel like if me and 3 or 4 other people get together and do a special, it's always gonna make, if you get 2 of my followers, I get 2 of your followers, that's 6, 7, 8 more followers that we all get. And then we all could build from that. You know what I'm saying? And then you say your aunts and your uncles or your family watch it, 2 or 3 people might say, I actually like Rome. Let me add Rome to my Facebook or my Instagram, whatever the case may be. And that's what I'm looking forward to, man. Yeah, for real.
Big facts. Yeah. The clicks ain't as bad as was they were when I started 4 years ago. It's actually a little tame now, but you can see like they run in the pack, and my thing is like Virginia is already a small territory, it's already a small market. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And not everybody's gonna get that shine at like a funny bone. Not everybody's gonna get that shine somewhere here, but like the fact that some people got the clicks, or I even heard this term, the gatekeepers and all that stuff, is really dumb to me. You know what I mean? But then you got a lot of times I gotta look at those clicks and those gatekeepers, and I'm like, some of y'all not going outside of the Virginia state line. Neither y'all
Facts.
going to
Facts though.
Arlington. Y'all not going that. Y'all if y'all go, you're not going that far. You're just you're a Virginia comic. Then I
Mm-hmm.
see some comedians that's in clicks or not in clicks or not gatekeepers, and they, hey, how you doing?
Rome said, hey, baby. She said, hello.
Hello. And then I see those ones that's not gatekeepers in there, and they not known in Virginia, but they can book some shit outside of Virginia, and then that's when the hate starts to come. It's weird. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird.
I,
But hmm?
I just feel like if we, as like me, and I've opened up the doors for um people to come to North Carolina, because I feel like I don't want nobody to say I stopped them, or I don't want nobody to say that I didn't do this or I didn't do that or I didn't try. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's all about an effort. And I feel like if I put an effort in for anyone, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like at the end of the day, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Sometimes we feel like when we're put on earth, we're put on earth for a few things, a couple of things. And I feel like helping each other is the number one thing that we're put on earth for. And I tell people, if you think about before money became a thing in this world, everybody helped everybody. Hey, Rome, I need some beans. I got some rice. I got 2 eggs. You know what I'm saying? This and then the third. So I feel like it's very important that we continue to help each other out no matter what.
Facts. And I said, if you do help somebody in comedy, the comedy gods will bless you. It will come back to you, man. It really will. And if you could, even if it's just pulling somebody to the side and giving them some advice on something, comedy guys gonna bless you. It may not be when you want it, but it's gonna come.
Facts.
So before we sign off, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. One, who are your top 5 comedians, dead or alive, for any order? And how can people get in contact with you? I got you thinking now. I can see the see it
Yeah,
turning.
man, because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody have their own style, and you could like each individual for who they are. Like I said, Richard Pryor was one person that I named earlier. It's just the way that he did things, man, was amazing. Red Fox, I love Red Fox,
Ooh.
man, and he give you that what you looking for, no matter what. And he said what came to his whatever came to his forehead, he gonna say it. Um, I love Jamie Foxx. I don't think Jamie Foxx get a lot of credit for the things that he done, but Jamie was just one of them dudes. He was so versatile, and I feel like when he started doing like movies, he kind of got left out of the comedy world. But I love Jamie. Martin, Martin is I love Martin, man. Martin was one of those too. Like he could just go to a room and just set a whole room off. And last, man, which is funny because like a lot of people, I love Chris Rock, man.
Ooh.
Chris Rock made it through decades of comedy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might get a 10 good year run, you know what I'm saying? But he made it through decades of comedy. And that's amazing. When you can do stuff for decades, you doing it. You doing it.
Yeah. Bigger and Blacker was a classic, man. And
Facts.
it showed us that, like, regardless of how long you been doing it, how many rooms you work, because that's when he was changing in different outfits and on different stages for.
Yep.
He still did the same material back, and I think a lot of times comedians be like, "Man, I don't want to keep doing the same material." Like, no, bro, like you gonna be doing this material for a couple of years.
And it's gonna get you where you need to be.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well, I'm give my list. It's gonna be all over the place, but it's cool. Jerry Seinfeld.
Love it. I love Jerry Seinfeld. I love Jerry Seinfeld. Really, man.
Eddie. And people don't realize that Eddie only had 2 stand-up specials, and they still the highest grossing stand-up specials to this day.
Eddie Eddie hit a pinnacle, man. He was like he was on it. He was on, and I guess like that's how it is. Like you said, if you got that good material, you stick with it and just roll with it.
Yeah. Eddie. Bernie. Bernie's number 3. Zanabe Johnson.
Mm.
She's a beast.
Might have to look her up.
She is a beast. She came to the Funny Bone last year. I missed it, but I've seen her material. I mean, she opened up for Chris Rock before.
That's dope.
And my 5th person, in my eyes, had the best set on Kings of Comedy. He had the best specials. I've never seen a bad special from him. DL fucking Hughley. Plain and simple.
Yo, he did one of my tie one time, and I wanted to give it to him so bad. He said, "Nah, man, I ain't gonna take it." I was like, "Bro, you could have my tie." He came to the Funny Bone, and man, I mean, he was man. I cried. I literally cried at DL, man. And he did the same thing. Like he talked about going to the doctors and stuff like that, and how certain things happen, and he felt like he had to apologize to his woman. Like, baby, I'm sorry if I ever put you through anything. This, that, the third, man. I thought it was just great, man. I thought it was great. Yeah, I love DL too, man. He is
I
one of my
cried.
guys.
I cried when I met him. And the crazy thing was when he introduced himself to me, he gave me his first name, shook my hand, and proceeded to give me a lecture before. And I appreciate him for that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Hey nigga, nobody knows you. Go do your show." I was like, "But I want to go first." I was like, "No nigga." He was like, "I'm telling you again, this isn't a trick question." I was like, and I'm nervous. I'm stuttering. I'm like, damn, I done watched all the episodes of the Hughleys. I just watched the Going Home special when he was in the yellow suit with the TVs. I'm like, I bought both his books. I'm like, ain't no way. But D.L. Hughley has gone to another. He's transcended to like different atmosphere. He can keep it political, he can keep it trending, but he can still do family shit. And when he did Kings of Comedy, the first set he did, he set the precedence for. And this man literally, the crowd work was impeccable, man. It's really impeccable. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Dante, if they want to get in contact with you, they want to see more of your comedy, how do they do that? How do they follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook at Dontae Williams, just plain and simple, my name. On Instagram at the Prince of Comedy 252. And man, like I'm just out here trying to get things together, get things going, man. I feel like you will see more of me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nobody or nothing stop me. You know, I'm headed to New York this weekend too. So, man, just follow me and y'all look for a show with me and Rome. I'm gonna get Rome. Me and Rome gonna do something special for y'all because I really like Rome. So y'all look for that, man. I don't care if I gotta pay Rome, a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? I might have to, go on the block to make this money. But I'm gonna sit down with Rome, man, and we're gonna do some things, man. Like, nah, for real, you got some people that you really gotta do because you feel like their time is coming. You know what I'm saying? And when you can embrace that person and y'all got a good connection, the world open their eyes. Like I seen I know I'm taking up too much time,
You good?
but
You good?
I learned this from Country Wayne and D. Ray Davis, right? How they got they comedy shows broke down, and it's like they have like people that they grew up with or people that they met doing comedy that they just stuck with. So like, bro, do 5 or 10 minutes every show, no matter what, and they just take that one person, go to every single show with them, and it's like you going places. Like you, every time I see you on stage, you traveling across the world. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, this is it, right? This is it. Yeah.
Yeah, you too, man. You inspire me, bro. For the fact that you come from North Carolina to Portsmouth.
Facts, so facts, bro.
Portsmouth, Portsmouth, paying tolls. I got mad
Nah, bro,
respect.
nah, I'm cheap. I do the no toll way. But I'm talking about it's crazy, right? Because the no tollway is only like 2 minutes longer. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like, bro, like you don't take the toll. I'm like, it's only 2 minutes longer. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I like to ride, navigate through the hood. You know what I mean? When I'm going, like for real, like I'm one of those people, bro. Every time I go out of town, I gotta go to the hood. I don't know why. I just like riding through the hood. I'm just like, bro, like you know, and like I tell my kids, like no, for real, I tell my kids, when I take them out of town, they always make eye contact with homeless people, and I tell them stop making eye contact with homeless people because they're always gonna want something. And true story, last year, my kids fed one cat. They fed a cat one time, but it took me 5 months to get rid of this cat. But this cat will find ways, no lie. This cat will run in my house if I crack the door open. This cat would be in the house. But I'm talking about everything. This cat would sit on my AC unit. Like I don't know if this cat was possessed or this cat really loved somebody in his house. But like the kids were scared of the cat. And I was like, if you're scared of it, stop feeding it. It feels like you love it. That was crazy, man. That cat was a pain, bro. That cat was a pain. Like I tried to get the cat away. The
What
cat
happened?
left and came back. Like this cat was possessed, bro. I'm not lying. Like you remember the movie like Cats? You remember that movie Cats back in the day?
Yeah.
Bro, I felt like this cat was one of them cats. No lie. No lie.
I ain't never had that, man. We don't do four-legged animals in this family, bro. Hell
But
no.
I didn't want it. But I said I never had a pussy so aggressive. For real. I never had a pussy so aggressive.
You never had a pussy so aggressive. God,
Yeah, for real.
ain't. I pray that you put that in your set one day. I mean, just start it off that way. Same way you just told me. And be like, man, I never had a pussy never
I
that
never
aggressive.
had. But I told one of my friends that, right? I said, man, I got this pussy I can't get rid of. And they was like, bro, just cut her off. I'm like, it's a cat, bro. It's a real cat. It's a real cat, bro. I ain't lying.
I ain't never had that, man. Oh, man. Haven't had a pet? I had some goldfish. They died after 3 weeks. But I got them from I named them Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Right out
That's
the new
why.
edition.
You gave
That's
me some
it.
poison. There was poison around there, man.
The last goldfish died when I was at work. I went to work. I came home. He was floating at the top, and I got one of them goldfish at a festival, not a festival out here in Virginia Beach. And then what made it even worse, and you could do this for people at Walmart. You could return everything that you bought. I returned used fish food, cleaner, the tanks, the water filter. I returned everything. Then the lady was like, it's okay to return it. I've had people return dead goldfish before. So excuse me.
And I just flushed through mine down the toilet. Damn. So I'm saying you returned it, and I mean, what you get more goldfish? What did they take them to the back and revive them? Pet cemetery? What is she doing with the goldfish?
I don't know what she was doing, but she was like, it's some dead ones over there. I was like, I don't want to see that. She's like, they return them. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? And then I got the thing, because Walmart used to sell like rabbits and all that, like lizards and snakes. And I was like, ew, I can only imagine how it goes. And I looked deep into it, me being me, and I found there's a pet store out here in Chesapeake. If the dog dies, you can get a full refund in 90 days.
Damn. I
just sucked the energy out. But I found out. I looked it up. I was like, ain't no way. It's like if your pet dies in 90 days, they will give you a full refund, which is a little fishy.
It's crazy.
Dante, bro, I appreciate you doing the interview this late. We've been talking about doing it for a while. To the people out there, follow me, Comedian Rome, on Instagram and Twitter. No ID Media TV on Facebook and as well as YouTube. Click the links in my bios, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow Dante, see his work in the upcoming shows. If he wants to get me in North Carolina, I ain't got no problem coming to North Carolina and acting the ass.
We're gonna do that.
What else? That's it, man. But Dante, I wish nothing but the best for you.
Same to you, bro.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see you on the circuit after you come back from New York. I think you're on the show with Jonte and all that.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, because Jonte was supposed to be up here too, but he said he gone Sunday. Yeah, man. And if you got merch, Dante, let us know, because the Make Comedy Great Again shirt, that was a dope shirt.
Got you, bro. I got you. Right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send one your way.
Let's see. I need a large, man. I done packed on some muscle over here. I ain't bragging, but I had to pack on some muscle. All right.
Got you.
Let me stop the recording right quick.